Maharaj, I have one question. Sri Ramakrishna selects his monks or brahmacharis from different part of the world, just not just India, and they come from different various background. Few are scholars, few are devoted, and many.
Okay, anyway.
It's
Now
okay.
you're making
No,
everyone listen to the
I have,
same
I,
thing
I
twice.
have this.
Okay, anyway. You can cut that out. Yeah, okay.
So few are really sincere seeker and few have total devotion. Like I have seen so many monks, at least I can say few have total devotion. And how they decide to go for Sri Ramakrishna when these people are also come from the same world where we so-called people are corrupt, and struggling with so many things, so many ambition. You understand what I'm
Yes, I
saying.
understand your question. The point is, none of us choose to come to Sri Ramakrishna. He chooses us. In Hinduism, there's a concept of Ishta Devata, which is often translated as chosen deity. I choose to think of God as Ramakrishna or as Krishna or as Christ, but this is actually not the right way to think about it. Because God chooses us. This is also the idea behind what I was calling manifestationism, right? God chooses us. Swami Vivekananda in one place, he says, there's some people on whose foreheads God imprints the word mine. So Sri Ramakrishna will handpick the people in his tradition, not just the monks. Why only limit it to monks? Anybody who's in the tradition, whether householder or monastic, belongs to that tradition, is chosen by Sri Ramakrishna, handpicked by Sri Ramakrishna. We might think of it at the time as our decision, but that's also ego. Ahankara vimudhatma karta hamit manjate, says Bhagavan Krishna in the Gita.
Swami Sarpanand said in one lecture there is nothing called free will, and there is a one whole lecture on that. Ki you feel there is a free will, but that is not actually. So a little light on that.
Yeah,
the same
I'm not going
tune.
to shed light, but Sri Ramakrishna sheds light on it. Yeah, I have an article on this, and I've given some lectures on it as well. Do we have free will? But the basic idea is this: we have no free will, sort of, but it's complicated. So there are several standpoints we have to distinguish. Number one, the standpoint of ignorance. Okay, so long as we have not realized God, we cannot help but think that we are free, and that we have free will, and that we're morally responsible for our actions. And the reason why is because God, in her infinite wisdom, has wisely implanted in us the illusion of free will so that we wouldn't sin more than we already do. We're already doing a lot of bad things. We do much more worse things if we would just run around knowing that we're not the doers and that we're not responsible for what we're doing, right? Standpoint one, standpoint of ignorance. Standpoint two, the standpoint of the Jivan Mukta. This is the person who is liberated while living. And Sri Ramakrishna defines the Jivan Mukta as the one who has realized that God alone is the doer. He defines Jivan Mukti in terms of bhakti, not in terms of classical Advaita. This is important to keep in mind. That person who has realized that God alone is the doer is the Jivan Mukta. Okay? That person knows that he's just an instrument of God, no free will. And yet, he can't do anything bad because he can never take a false step. Because his will has merged with the divine will. But there's an even greater standpoint than that. The standpoint of the Vijnani. That's what I was talked about at length in my talk today. From the standpoint of the Vijnani, there's nothing but God. Which means that you are a manifestation of God. God is playing in the form of you and me and even that phone and this table. Which means what? If we can attain this standpoint, this realization of Vijnana, we can identify ourselves with the infinite divine. And God alone is free. That divine alone has free will. But if we can identify with God, then we can inherit God's free will. So we're not free as Medhananda or as you and blah, 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 but we're all free as God. And so if we can identify ourselves with God, then we can inherit God's freedom. So from the ultimate standpoint, we do have free will, but as God. So these are the three standpoints we have to keep in mind.
Thank you, Maharaj.